but I want to ask you about something that we had talked about. Now, you videotape every performance or almost every performance. Is that correct?
Yeah, I actually have just a little flip camera, so I video every single open mic even. And what I do is Sunday is usually my day where I don't go out and do any comedy, so I'll load up the whole week, onto my computer of all the open mics, all the real shows, and then I'll start evaluating from there. But and the reason why video, just a real quick, which I think this is important too, why video specifically is very important to me, because I used to do audio, and I see a lot of people still doing like audio recording, and a lot of people have that philosophy of, well, you should just tape any way you can, whether it's audio or video. And yeah, that's better than not recording at all. But the reason why video is so important is because I was losing a lot of the natural things that make me funny by not having it videotaped. Again, I'll go back to, looks and pauses and just my presence and the way I move on stage. All those nonverbal things which are so important, I catch on video. You know what I mean? So I think that's very important.
Absolutely. Well, one of the things that you had said that struck me is that you said, I can take a look at a video and see what I could have done, what I could have improved, what happened. I think that that's powerful. If people want to move quickly, I think that that's extremely powerful.
Yeah, and I think here's another big thing. It's kind of, this is probably one of the biggest pieces of advice that I can give, only because of my personal experience. I mean, I also look at, you can't really see energy so much even on video. But when I watch the video, I can kind of remember what the energy was like and what I was bringing. If I was being a little bit more goofy with a bit, if I was being more angry, whatever that emotion and that energy was, and that's why I watch it back that same week and take detailed notes, because I want to remember and attach the energy to the performance, if that makes sense. Because what I found is one of the biggest things is the energy and the emotions that you bring to that material make all the difference in the world. And that's why I know for sure that it's not the words. And that's what I got caught up with when I used to do these jokes and I would have success early on. I started getting a big head thinking I was some great writer, and then I thought the words can do the work for me, and I would phone it in. And that's when I started getting frustrated, because I thought, well, I'm saying it the same way I say it all the time. Why isn't this working now? Well, the reason why it wasn't working is because I thought the words alone were so clever and so great that they can work on their own. And as you know, Steve, that's totally not true. It's the energy and the emotions and staying in that space that makes the bit work. And then all the other nonverbal things, whether it's, again, a look, a pause. But so you've got to attach that energy and that emotion to that performance and say, well, that's why that worked. Because I know, and I could prove this any night of the week, I could prove it by going up and just saying the joke without any of that and not performing it. And I'll tell you what, it'll either bomb or I'll just get laughs where I should be getting laughs, but they're just chuckle laughs. They're just like, okay, we realize that's funny. That's a funny joke or a funny concept, ha, ha, ha. But to get the real, like the extended laughs and the belly laughs where you've got people rolling, you need that performance element, that energy. And does that make, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. Well, one of the big issues that I have with stand-up comedy books and stand-up comedy classes and that kind of stuff is all they provide is academic definitions of here's a punchline, here's a setup, and then they give examples from other comedians without any, it's in a void to me. Yeah. That was that comedian's sense of humor. It was that comedian's, way of expressing themselves on stage. And the reality is very few things that are funny on stage, especially for topic-based people, translate to reading funny. Audiences don't read a stand-up comedy act. They experience it as the comedian is expressing what it is that they want to talk about. And I'm not saying that they don't have to be structured. They do. If you're going to kill on stage, you need to be able to pull out 4 to 6 plus laps per minute if you're going to make any headway in this business. And that's not just something I pulled out of my rear end. People can go to any YouTube video and just use their fingers and toes and count a headliner set, just count the number of laps that they get for every minute. You know, I've just kind of refined that a little bit more for the seconds of laps that you get per minute.